Many of you know Herr as a business leader and former president and COO of Autodesk. Eric has contributed significantly to a wide range of nonprofit organizations, including the Foundation, which he joined as board member in 2010, having served earlier on the Lakes Region Advisory Board. And as you just heard from the governor, in the civic arena, he has frequently been tapped for his expertise and leadership, chairing state government commissions on information technology strategy, judicial branch innovation, and business government relations. And that is 3 different commissions, I want to make sure we're clear, not one with a long name. And as the governor just said, Eric has taken on a new assignment as chair of the Commission on Innovation, Efficiency, Transportation, and Transparency in State Government, created by the governor. Please join me in welcoming Eric.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for your steady hand at the tiller as chairman of the board of the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. And yes, if you're wondering, I'm failing retirement. Tonight is about innovation. Not innovation as an end in itself, but innovation because it holds the promise of great positive effects on our creativity, on our effectiveness, and our efficiency in our collaborative effort to improve the lives of New Hampshire citizens. How big an impact? Well, all of you are probably carrying around examples of something that illustrates the impact of innovation. The icon of innovation in the last 60 years in the United States and the world has been Silicon Valley, and you're carrying around something that is almost certain one of you to ring during this presentation. But let me give you a different perspective on Silicon Valley's innovation. In the first 40 years of its existence, on just 300 square miles of space, Silicon Valley created more shareholder wealth than was created by the French bourse, that is, the French stock exchange, in the last 200 years. Now, our purpose is not shareholder wealth creation, but it is, in a way, the wealth, not financial wealth, but the wealth of New Hampshire citizens. It's about our natural resources, it's about our social capital, it's about our human capital in our families and in our current generation and future generations of New Hampshire residents. So because of that innovation, we have the promise, I think, for a great future. So tonight we want to celebrate that innovation and get you to participate in the product of that innovation. We do that because of what that innovation can do to our communities, our state, and our citizens. But as we embrace the change that implies, we're also mindful that we must guard that which should not change, that we cannot allow to change: our mission, our values, and who we are. You know, it's only natural that we would turn to the most innovative among us to help us with this thrust or theme of innovation. So we turned to the Entrepreneurs Foundation of New Hampshire. This evening, you're going to see the product of that collaboration and what it meant to a few specific not-for-profit organizations, but more as a foretaste of what it can mean to us all as we deliver on our mission and our collaborative efforts. So to show you just the first phase of that, let me introduce 2 individuals. The first, Shari Landry, Vice President of Philanthropy for the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, and the second, Shawn McGowan, who's the Chief Operating Officer of Newmarket International, and also Chair of the Advisory Committee for the Entrepreneurial Foundation of New Hampshire, who will introduce the first segment of the rest of the program, the role of donors.
Good evening. About 4.5 years ago, I was asked to attend a meeting with a small group of entrepreneurs who were interested in finding a way to make philanthropy a natural part of being an entrepreneur in New Hampshire. They felt that many successful entrepreneurs were eager to find new ways to support their communities, And at the same time, younger, active business-building entrepreneurs should be connected to philanthropy and a network of philanthropists early on. And they believed that the payoff would come later when those entrepreneurs achieved success. While it was an exciting idea, the whole concept challenged the way the foundation typically worked. Entrepreneurs take risks because they see possibilities that others typically don't. That wasn't a part of our DNA. My notes from an early meeting about the committee said, "This committee is very active and is driving this initiative." Let's just say that proved to be an understatement and continues to be one. But the launch of the Entrepreneurs Foundation of New Hampshire, also known as EFNH, has brought huge benefits for our nonprofit partners and the people they serve, for the foundation, the members themselves, and for me personally. Since that first meeting, EFNH has grown to include 90 people with connections to more than 40 growing and diverse New Hampshire businesses, including Rustic Crust Pizza, Dine, Adamab, Eco Movement, Nearby Registry, and many more. Each member has made a significant gift to the foundation, or a commitment of business interest, profits, or sale proceeds when they achieve a business exit. Over $200,000 has been donated by EFNH members since that first meeting, and we're just beginning to see the success of the businesses they represent. On top of that, our EFNH members have inspired, actually pushed is probably a better word, the foundation to do things differently, and they've supported our efforts to do just that. They've designed a unique grant program focused on innovation and amplified benefits. They've taught our nonprofit partners to communicate better. They've assessed the foundation's information technology systems and provided consultation that's resulted in system-wide improvements. And currently, a group of our EFNH members are building, on behalf of the foundation, a web-based platform that will give donors greater access to nonprofit information and grant-making opportunities. 4 years ago, as I likened my work with this group as trying to herd wild cats, I couldn't imagine the success we have achieved together since then. To my EFNH friends, thank you for seeing the possibilities. You are truly making New Hampshire a better place to live.
Thank you, Shari. I'm delighted to have the opportunity this evening to talk to you a little bit about EFNH. As Shari mentioned, this has been a wonderful partnership with the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation that at times has had to push them forward to achieve success, but I think we've all grown together in wonderful ways. The Entrepreneurs Foundation of New Hampshire is made up of roughly 90 members. These members are some of the youngest upstart entrepreneurs in our state, creating the next great generation of companies, through to seasoned professionals that have created some of the businesses and continue to run some of the businesses that are most recognizable in the state. And the membership is very diverse in terms of industry, background, and experience. But we are united on some very basic principles. The first principle we're united on is the principle of risk, because we understand in our own businesses, to drive breakthrough innovation and change, we have to take risk. That risk is very hard for a nonprofit to take on. Think about this. In a time of increasing need and tight budgets and the scarcity of resource, how can we ask a nonprofit to take on the kind of risky initiative that's going to drive true change? It's a very hard thing to do, and we understand that at the Entrepreneurs Foundation of New Hampshire. And that's why our model focuses on looking at the nonprofits that have the potential for change and looking at the types of projects that they normally would not be able to invest in and standing behind those projects, putting our financial resources and our collective experiences to work to try and drive the kind of change that will help propel our state forward. I'm very proud of the fact that in the last few years, we've stood behind 5 or 6 very important projects, funding them at the early stage to generate great returns on our dollars invested. Every year, we'll continue to fund more projects, making greater impact. As the investors in the Entrepreneurs Foundation of New Hampshire's companies achieve points of liquidity, That will create more dollars and more opportunities for us to put to work in the state. So we're extremely excited about the current pace of the Entrepreneurs Foundation. We're extremely excited about the partnership with the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. And we're super excited to share with you tonight the novel model we use of the collective power of an audience determining the most meaningful project to get behind. So as you listen to these pitches this evening, focus on a project with a clear objective. Focus on measurable results and use your collective wisdom to make sure that we give dollars to the right organization to drive the right kind of change. Thank you very much.
Continuing on with the evening, we recently asked 3 individuals to talk to us about their philanthropy and what moves them to give. Here is what they said.